afraid. What's your name?
Donna.
Donna. You're not from around here. Where are you from?
Melbourne!
Well, you have to take the word back to the other side of the world. Do you live here? You live here. Well, send a postcard, because we're cheap and we can't afford the stamp. Tell them we're waiting to come down there to Melbourne to spin this spectacular spinning songbook for them. Still, on the spectacular spinning songbook tonight, still to be heard is I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea. Every day I write the book. Deep Dark Truthful Mirror. And Riot Act. Shipbuilding and No Particular Place to Go. And Please Please Me. Which can either be a request or a command. So, go over there, girls. Spin this one for Australia. Spin it, around it goes. You see this? Round it goes, round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Should we play the other song or should we spin it again? Spin it again! This is everybody's favorite subject here in Brussels. Cash.
Johnny!
It's the moment in the show where you get to throw money on the stage. It's okay though, you can throw fake money because it's worth about the same as the real money. This actually leads me to a little tale. Are you all right there? Stay off those yellow drinks. I had 3 or 4 of those and everybody out here looks like they have heads like lizards now. This is a song that brings to mind a gentleman who wrote it. And you know our good friend Nick Lowe. You know Nick, don't you?
Yeah!
Well, in the late 70s, 78, he married into country music royalty. He married Colleen Carter, June Carter's daughter, and as a consequence, his father-in-law was Johnny Cash. And you know, as sometimes your in-laws do, they came to visit at Christmas. The difference was that Johnny Cash wasn't a familiar sort of sight for people around where Nick and Carleen lived in Shepherd's Bush in West London. There were a few people that thought they were hallucinating. He also decided that on Christmas Day, all of Nick's musical friends would gather together and record a very heartfelt gospel song. All our wives and girlfriends barred the door and forbade us to leave before we had completely eaten the turkey. So the session had to be moved to Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, where you want to box up all your relations and send them back where they came from. I pulled up in a taxi at the 4-story Victorian house where they lived, a terraced house. I don't know what they thought was going on inside that house, but strange sounds would come out. I knocked on the door. The door creaked open. There, in the hole of the door frame, was a gigantic man in black. I thought right away he must be Johnny Cash, because he had a belt buckle on that said J and C. And he offered a big hand that swallowed mine and he said, "Hello, I'm Johnny Cash." Well, we went downstairs into the basement studio, and I'd like to say that we cut a #1 record that sold 1 million all over the world. The thing we cut that day was really rubbish. But he and June were extremely kind to us when we were pale and trembling young men in Nashville in 1981, very badly behaved boys, and trying to make a country record in the inconvenient hours between being in nightclubs. The daylight hours, something that was a mystery. He was very kind to us, and he had us up to his big house on the lake at Hendersonville and threw a big banquet for us. We hadn't seen food for 9 days. He showed us all around his house and all his memorabilia, and he had pictures with every president and Johnny Cash going back to Lincoln. And I was so overcome. He was showing us his peacocks, his Russian hogs out in the yard, and all this fantastic memorabilia. I didn't know what to say or where to look, and I suddenly saw a Sun 45 record standing on a little stand. And I said, "John, we've cut that song. We just cut it at our sessions." He picked it up and he got a pen and he signed it. "To my friend Elvis, Johnny Cash." I didn't even have a pocket to put it in. I carried it around the whole rest of the time we were there. And I got home and I put it in a frame and I put it on my office wall, my favorite souvenir. And about 3 months later, John and June came over to visit their son-in-law and daughter again. And June Carter said, "Elvis, I'm really ticked off." She said, didn't say anything rude. She said, "Ticked off with Johnny Cash. He gave away the first thing that he ever gave to me." They were on some 50s radio show and with the Carter family, and Johnny Cash was just starting out, and he came on the show, and June said, "Well, Johnny Cash, what have you brought for me this week?" "Well, Miss June, I brought you my new Sun 45 record. It's called Cry, Cry, Cry." And he had given it to me. I said, "I'd give it back to you, but it's signed to me now, and people will talk." can understand the silence. Cigarettes lit in the ashtray. Lying cold when you left them, but at least your lips caress them while you had. Or a lip print on a half-filled cup of coffee that you poured and didn't drink. But at least you thought you wanted it. That's so much more than I can say for me. What a good year for the roses and the blues still linger there. The lawn could stand another moment. Funny, I don't even care. As you turn to walk away, and as the door behind you closes, the only thing I have to say, it's been a good year for the roses. After 3-4 years of marriage, it's the first time that you haven't made the bed. I guess the reason we're not talking, there's so little left to say we haven't said. While a million thoughts go racing through my mind, and I haven't said a word. From the bedroom, the familiar sound of our babies crying goes unheard. What a good year for the roses and the blues still linger there. The lawn could stand another moment. Funny, I don't even care. As you turn to walk away, and as the door behind you closes, the only thing I have to say, it's been a good year.